Welcome back, Bleek Riders, to another episode of Motorcycles and Murder. This one's pretty heinous. I do a lot of different stuff on this channel, from review videos to install videos, and every once in a while I do a true crime video. Usually it has to be a story that I think needs to be told. Because the ghosts can't tell it themselves, I do my best to tell the story, giving all respect to the family and to those who may have survived after these tragic events. Let's get into it. The case of Chris Watts, an ordinary man who lived in a quiet Colorado suburb with his wife, Shanann, and their two young daughters. Outwardly, he seemed like a man living a dream life. Yet, as in many dark tales, appearances can be deceiving. He was a man harboring something unfathomable, a darkness so complete it would consume his entire family. Today, we're diving into one of the most chilling, real-life horror stories in the last decade. The case of Chris Watts. To many, Chris was a regular family man, a good guy, with a loving wife, two daughters, living an ordinary life in the quiet suburbs of Colorado. But 3 months before the tragedy, something in him began to shift, leading to an unimaginable crime that still haunts anyone who hears it. Appearances can be deceiving. Just like the road that twists into darkness, sometimes there's no way to see the horrors waiting around the bend. It all started in June of 2018. Chris Watts was working long hours as an operator at an oil and gas company where he met Nichol Kessinger. Their relationship turned from casual to consuming, but Chris's wife, Shanann, felt something was wrong. Despite her vibrant posts online, she felt her family slipping away.
It's no fun. I love baking, but I like doing it with someone. So I'm going live because I've already started. One is in the oven. I'm making the second one right now.
As Chris's affair grew more intense, he was pulling away from Shanann. Even as she tried to reconnect and save her family, text messages show the growing distress. By July, she knew something wasn't right. Something was not right at all. Shanann took the girls to North Carolina in July, hoping a break would clear the air. Instead, Chris's affair intensified. While Shanann was away, Chris and Nichol had a private vacation to themselves, out amongst the sand dunes. And Chris was hiding all this on his phone. He had a secret app disguised as a calculator. But when you type in the secret code into this calculator app, it would open into a storage vault, hiding all the spicy pictures and messages and secrets happening right underneath everyone's noses. The secret life of Chris Watts and the monster he really was. On August 13th, 2018, Shanann returned from a work trip in Arizona. In her last text to a friend, she mentioned that Chris was waiting up for her. That morning, she and her daughters would be gone. Chris reported them missing to the police, trying to act like a concerned husband, but something felt off. I'm going to show you an edited version of the body cam footage from the officer who first came to the scene and did the initial investigation and checking for welfare. It's a bit long, but it's a bit telling as well. Let's check it out.
Come on. What's that? Do you remember me? Yeah. How you been?
Hi.
You Nichol?
Yes.
Okay. So what's going on?
So my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend.
All right.
And I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls. And she was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking, and we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today.
Okay.
Because I called him, and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shanann since she left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day are right in the front door.
She only has one vehicle?
No, they only have the one vehicle and his work truck.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. There's
She
not
took the girls and went on a play date, but they're 4 and 2. She went on a play date. Why wouldn't she take a car? They're both in car seats. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and she didn't go to the doctor's appointment.
Okay. No answer on the phone. Husband's on his way.
Supposedly, but he said that 30 minutes ago.
I don't think Chris is going. He's not. That's it right there.
You'll see Chris tries to play the role of the devastated father, but investigators quickly sensed he was hiding something. Just 2 days later, a failed polygraph and a tense interview would expose the horror he's hiding. But let's see how well he pretends.
I'm here. Hang on. Yeah, keep me on the phone. Okay, get Matt on the phone.
Scott, how you doing?
How's it going?
So this is the only vehicle she would have?
Only one that, yeah.
She would drive? Okay.
That's me. Yeah. The neighbors went and checked his camera and said that a white car drove away at 1. It was me though. That was me. I dropped her off.
That was the last action on my camera.
Okay. That's throughout the whole day, or?
Besides Chris leaving.
Well, yeah.
What about the, is there any way you can look for the day? During the daytime?
What? Frantic. The girls' car seats are in the car too. So she left with the friend. She would have took the car seats.
I can go look at he doesn't mind.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Huh? Chris is in the house. We're standing outside of the key box. Can we go in the house?
We can.
I mean, that's up to him. It's his house. If you guys...
Nikki, I'll give you permission to walk in my daughter's house.
Mind if I come in, Chris? Okay.
Yeah.
You checked upstairs? She's not there. I just want to make sure she's not passed out somewhere. Is she diabetic? You mind if I look around?
Go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, you're fine. Oh, you're fine.
Go for it. Check in the house for consent.
Down the phone.
Oh. Well, shoot. Any friends you know she would be hanging out with?
I mean,
I know. I guess her parents are out of state.
Across country, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's not happening. She can play. All the girls' blankies are gone. Their blankies they sleep with, they don't leave anywhere without them.
Good. Nothing else appears to be missing though. Just
No.
stuff you'd take for a quick trip.
You can dress full drink.
Her phone's here? Her phone's here.
Does she work?
Yeah, she works from home.
Oh, from home.
She works, this is her lifeline. So yeah, that thing turns back on, it's gonna start blowing up. Oh yeah, trust me.
It was shut down.
Yeah. Well, it was originally under the pillow on the couch. You know her passcode?
I don't know her passcode.
It used to be 2385 and now it's 6 digits.
It's the baby's due date.
What's this door right here go to? Locked. You have a key for it?
Yeah, they wake up, they'll just go right here and just play with that.
Well, that's private.
So you normally keep it locked? Yeah, because they would go in there, they'd be in soap. Like last time we had Vaseline everywhere. You know, so that was not fun. So does she normally make the beds, the kids' beds? No. This always look like this, maybe in a rush, or this is about almost like when kids, they'll get up first. Yeah, they'll just kind of like look around. Sure, just go get her. All right. No, we don't wake up till they wake up.
Under pressure, Chris confessed. He strangled Shanann after an argument, then smothered his 2 daughters. This crime is so horrifying in its brutality, but even more disturbing was his attempt to deflect blame.
You did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay. So now we need to talk about what actually happened. I feel like you're probably ready to do that. So can you start from the beginning and tell us what happened?
Everything that I've told you, I did not lie on this polygraph. I don't know how much I could tell you right now. Like, I did not.
It's not an option right now because you did not pass the polygraph. So this is where the rubber meets the road, Chris. Like, don't let this continue any longer, please.
I'm not trying to make anything continue. Like, I want them back home, like.
But you know they're not coming back home. You know that.
I don't know in the back of my head. I hope they come back home.
But you know they're not.
I hope they come back home.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know they're not coming back home.
Chris would confess shortly after his wife had returned home from her trip. While sitting on her bed, he strangled her to death. She went from alive and vibrant to unalive. But it doesn't stop there. Investigators were stunned. Chris's cold descriptions and lack of remorse left them horrified. In the days following his confession, the media was ablaze with shock, and his portrayal as the doting family man shattered completely. Chris's girlfriend, Nichol Kessinger, cooperated fully with investigators when she learned about the murders. She was horrified and had no idea he was married at first. Her testimony painted Chris as manipulative and deceptive.
Would you wipe out your family to be with me?
Did you ever say anything to him about
Never.
anything about his kids being a problem? Anything about his wife being a problem?
Never. This shocked me just as much as I think it shocked the rest of the world.
But we had went out and we stopped there just real quick on the way back. And we were there not very long, but that time I saw a picture of his wife and one of his kids. And I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, she's so beautiful. And I took a step back and I was just like, this man has a gorgeous house. He has beautiful babies. He has a beautiful wife. He has an awesome job. Why would he want to leave this? And I remember talking to him about it, and that was the first time that I tried to actually say, what do you think about not separating from your wife? What if you really try to work on this? And he had expressed to me that we've tried to work on this, and it's not working, so that is why we're separating.
In November 2018, Chris pleaded guilty to avoid the death penalty, receiving life sentences. The trial revealed even more disturbing details. And to this day, the Watts home stands empty, a reminder of the darkness that seeped from behind its walls.
We are covering Colorado First tonight with some breaking news we want to pass along. The man charged with killing his pregnant wife and Frederick and their 2 kids pled guilty today.
This plea became possible 4 days ago when the family told the district attorney they did not want to pursue the death penalty. As such, Christopher Watts will likely serve more than 3 consecutive life sentences in the Colorado Department of Corrections. Prosecutors say they've only gotten a partial motive from Watts, but feel like they have done enough to fully debunk public claims that Watts made to the press about his wife in the day before he was arrested.
We talked a lot about whether we would require him to come forward and give us what we believe to be a complete, accurate, and truthful statement. I think all of those who were involved never truly believed that he would give us an accurate statement.
Some of the grisly details that I've mostly omitted through this video and saved the pictures or conjecture on are what happened to his 2 daughters. After he strangled Shanann, he shoved their bodies in some oil containers out in a lowly field, where he buried Shanann face down in a shallow grave. This story has left a deep scar on everyone involved. It's a stark reminder that sometimes the worst horrors don't hide in the shadows, but walk beside us in the broad daylight. What lies beneath the surface can be unimaginable. Sometimes it's the people closest to us that we find the deepest darkness. The roads may look clear, but shadows are always waiting. Some roads, once traveled, change you forever. I want to thank you all for checking out this video. If you made it this far, pat yourself on the back. That was a real hard story to get through. The life and times of a family destroyed by a monster. If you like this content, please consider hitting that like button. If you haven't already, hey, subscribe to old Bleek Rides. If you didn't like this content, I want you to show it. Go ahead and push that dislike button twice. Really let it know you weren't happy with the video. If you want to stay up to date on all things Bleek Rides, please hit that bell. But with that, bring to a close another motorcycles and murder story. Tell y'all, be safe out there. And if you can, just ride.